Hi there, in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can set up totally for free calendar invites you can share with everyone who's registering for your webinar. So you get features which typically only get in paid webinar software applications. So first of all, you navigate to your Zoom app. This is the Mac version. Windows looks quite similar. You put in the topic of your webinar, and what I always do, I create a little note file to make sure I have all the information available which I need. So I put in the topic, I select time and date, make sure the duration is correct, so it shows however long your webinar is planned, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, so it's actually correctly reflected in the calendar. You want, and this is an existing one, so it shows the number, but you want a meeting ID and a new one to be created. I want me and the participants to be on video, only audio. And then down here, if you have Outlook installed on your computer, Windows or Mac, you can select Outlook and it would actually add this invite directly to your calendar. If you don't, like me, I just leave it on iCal. Again, I'm on the Mac. You can also do this when you have an Office 365 subscription. So right now, this only works seamlessly with invites generated in Outlook, not with Google Calendar or iCal. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not comfortable sharing that with you at this stage. So you need Outlook. If you don't have Outlook yourself, ask your somebody, family, friends, look at your work computer. If you have another day job, it doesn't matter. The only thing you need is generating the invite, sending that to yourself, and then you will see what is called .ics file. That's the one we need. And then we can change the sender details and some other information. So the only thing you need is the invite to be set up at the right date and timing on Outlook, because they use some cryptic code in the invitation. All the other information you can change yourself. So this is pretty much what we have to do in Zoom. So after this is generated, then you're actually switching over to Outlook. So I have Outlook loaded here as part of my Office 365 legacy subscription. You pretty much, and I've done that already, but you navigate 2nd of February, 8 o'clock in the evening, and you pretty much double click on an empty space. Like I said, for me, I have actually pre-fabricated that for the demo here. Now, that's where my file comes handy. So I copy the subject line, I paste the subject line in. Then I want the invitation to be sent to myself. So I use my business address, info@martinmeizer.com, copy, paste, because the system knows me, it switches to my name. Now I have to set the exact same dates and duration, as well as check if the time zone is correct for the time zone I am in. So obviously it's all the same. If I select Amsterdam, Berlin, it's UTC +1, also referred to as GMT +1. So that's okay. Now I don't want it to be repeated. And then here I'm gonna paste in for the location. I like it that way, so it's clear it's a Zoom meeting. And here is the direct link, the meeting ID. If maybe someone is more advanced and using the Zoom app, they only need to punch in the meeting ID in the app and it's gonna start. So here you can set a reminder. I typically use the default 15 minutes, but you can set this to your likings based on what you believe is best for your audience. For me, if it's too long in advance, I'm not a big fan of, but that's entirely up to you. And then down here is the email body. So I copy this part and paste this in here. And I like to keep it super simple. So please click the link below when it's time to join the webinar, join Zoom meeting, press the link, done. Okay, so this is pretty much how you set up the basics. And then I go up here on response options and I deselect, by default it's selected, request response. I don't want people to actually accept the meeting. I only want this to be added to their calendar. So you're not creating any confusion there. Okay, for the rest categories, I don't need. busy. Yes, I want that to be shown busy in the recipient's calendar. Tracking I don't need. And obviously now I'm ready to send. So I'm now sending the invite to myself. So let me show you how to do this. So this is how it looks like if I go on my Gmail, because my business email is hosted by Google. This is how the invite looks like. The only thing I want is down here, I want to download the file. So I click download, and it's actually then adding that to my download file to the space where I'm actually have this designed. So now I can actually find the file in Finder, and that's your Windows Explorer. If you're on Windows, you probably want to go to the download folder. So this is how it looks like in my download folder. And now I'm gonna right click, open with, text edit. So this is how it looks like, and don't worry, it looks more kind of complicated codey as it actually is. So let me make that a little bigger. That's the wrong way. View, zoom in, one more, keep forgetting the shortcut. So this is what I meant earlier. It's a bit cryptic, so you see some start times, etc., some additional information. I don't want to confuse anyone with this information. So what I really want to highlight is this part. It's an organizer name, and that's what I meant earlier. Anyone with Outlook can actually create this invite. Give you this file, which is called here, ICS. That is the file which is a universal format for pretty much all calendars. So now I can actually come in here, change the name to my name. Obviously, that's what it is already. And now I add here my business address. So for the recipient, the webinar attendees, or the ones registered for it, they will see as meeting organizer my name and my business email address. And then I'm just checking here if there is any other, like here I invited myself. In theory, you could delete that, but doesn't really matter. And here you find back the text we have added earlier with some code line here as well. Anything else which is in here, you don't need to worry about. The only thing you need to go to is organizer, and obviously make sure it's your name, and then mail to, that's the email address this invitation is coming from. So in theory, if somebody would reply to that email with a question or anything, it's going to be sent automatically to the correct email address. You save it, so you pretty much close this file here, and it saves it automatically. So if we go back in, open with text edit, and again on Windows, that is going to work very similarly. Obviously there I think it's called text edit, if I'm not wrong. So you see I close the file, and it actually have automatically taken my name and the correct business email address. So that's the file. Then I'm actually renaming the file, and that's the one I created earlier to just make sense for me, but also for recipients, so they feel more comfortable if there is a file downloaded to the computer or automatically being asked to be added to the calendar. They're like, oh, what's that? That looks weird. Invite records 1. So webinar Martin Malzer, February 2. Okay, so we have the invite now. Now, the next step is you're actually moving over to your WordPress, assuming you're on WordPress. If you're on a different web host, web solution, then that will work very similarly as well. The only thing you need is a host where you can actually put the invite. You could also do this onto Dropbox or Google Drive or any other shared space you have access to. But I like to host it on my website. So I navigate to media, and I go to add media. And the only thing I do is the finished file. I drag and drop it. It is now loading here. Now this one is loaded. I click on it, and the only thing I need is the link. So I go down here, and actually, I don't know why it's doing that, but I mark the complete link. Okay, so you upload to media, and then you go and copy the link to the file within your web hosting environment. Now, next, you go to your email marketing software. I obviously have prepared this over here, have an automation for anyone who is registering for my upcoming webinar. They'll obviously get a confirmation email after the double opt-in is being done, and that's kind of how it looks like. You know, you're only 2 days away from my Done With You 90-day online business starter kit live webinar. I list the date here again and the timing. I put some different time zones and tell people that, you know, I love this app, timeanddate.com, and there is a fantastic app, at least for iPhone, where you can easily see time zone, including daylight savings and, you know, additional variations there. And I pretty much tell them the webinar will be live and free on video conferencing software Zoom. Click here to add the webinar details to your calendar. You click here, that opens up the menu, at least for ActiveCampaign. And then I have the option to put a link here. I click the little icon, did some earlier testing, so I remove this, and I actually copy the link from my media library on my WordPress site. And on top of it, I'm actually telling it to have a bit of a measurement, how many people actually using it. I tell ActiveCampaign, when a contact clicks the link, add a tag, and I've set up a tag, calendar invite download. So you could, you know, obviously further specify for which webinar, but for me right now, because of the timestamps, I know which one it is. It's just interesting to see, you know, to find out who and how many people actually make use of it. I say okay, and pretty much next or save and exit. But what I typically do, in ActiveCampaign, I go on next, and I'm actually sending myself a test message so that I can test if everything is actually working correctly. So I sent that to my Outlook account, just sending a test message. So let me head over there. So, and here is how it looks like when the invite received by the receiver. Okay, so the only thing I need to do is pretty much click the link, and it would go and want to add this to the calendar. I can't really demonstrate this here right now, but you see it's downloading the invite, and now I can select if I'm on the desktop. I obviously just need to add this into my calendar. So after it's downloaded, I double click it. It's opening up the calendar. And again, I can't show that to you, unfortunately here, because it's my own invite, but it's gonna ask to be added to my calendar. So, and the same works on the mobile phone. So let me connect my mobile and show it to you. So I connected my iPhone. This is the email, how it looks like on my mobile phone. I really love the look and feel of it. Now I click the center button. It is actually now rerouting and fetching the information from the server location. And now you see we have the title of the webinar, which we have put in. We have a clickable link in the subject line, date, timing. And you see I've sent some tests earlier, but it pretty much puts it into the calendar. I can select which calendar I want to use. The invitation is from me, and it will have the right email address. Invitees obviously is myself, so don't worry. Here it has 2 alerts. It sets, because that's how I've configured it, 10 minutes before, and the second one, or the first one in that matter, 15 minutes. And then down here, you have the notes. So here is again the clickable link. So if somebody comes into the calendar, click the link, it would open up Zoom automatically. You can obviously put here your link to your Facebook closed Facebook group where you actually do your Facebook Live. So that's possible as well. So the only thing I do is click here, accept, and it's actually adding that to my calendar. Accept, and then done. And that actually has added it to my calendar. So let me show you. So this is now where the event is now being added into the calendar. And from here, again, you can click on it and it would actually show you the information with the clickable link. If I click on it, it is actually opening up Zoom and want to go into the meeting. Right, so that is actually all it is. It works pretty fine. Like I said, I did a couple of tests with that, so it's working actually really good with Outlook Calendar and the way I've shown it to you. So I really encourage everyone to try and test it out. It's a fantastic solution, and again, it's totally for free. Any questions you may have about that, you feel free to reach out to me. And anyone else, if you find a solution to do this for Google or iCal, native Mac calendar, I'm very open to learn from you. Thanks for now. Bye.